Entrepreneurs, are you trying to make bigger profits in your small business? If you're like most of us entrepreneurs, increasing your profitability is always on your mind. And you're probably looking for ways to increase your revenue while growing your company. Well, you found the podcast that shares great ideas to do just that. I'm Marcia. I'm a business growth strategist. I've helped tons of small business owners to establish and implement a tangible plan that guarantees increased profitability, guides your growth, and plans for your future exit. Because building a profitable and sale-ready business creates a win-win scenario. That's more money now and a windfall when it's time to let go. And I look forward to sharing strategies that I've learned with you on today's Profit with a Plan podcast. But before we get it started, I have exciting news to share with you. I've just released my second book called The Profit Accelerator, and I'm looking for a few business owners to interview about how my book's 12 strategies would impact your industry. Please go download my book and let me know if you would like to be interviewed. It's available for free for the next few weeks while I'm interviewing business owners. I am so confident that these strategies can help any business owner increase their revenue, profit, and the value of their company without having to pay for additional marketing or advertising. Go pick up your copy at trajectoryprofits.com/book-download. All right, guys, you are in for a treat today. I've got my friend Debra Lindegren, and Debra is a dynamic trainer, speaker, and coach who has been immersed in the field of personal and professional development for 35 years. She has been on a lifelong quest to understand what motivates, inspires, and influences people to take action. Debra's career took her from sales at a Fortune 500 companies to professional coaching and to becoming the president of an international coaching federation. She quickly became known for her expertise on how to deliver dynamic presentations, especially as a marketing tool to grow your business. In the last 2 decades, she has delivered and critiqued over 100 or hundreds of presentations for clients all around the world, resulting in millions of dollars in sales. Debra is a hawk when it comes to messaging clarity. She loves to help entrepreneurs to untangle their words and mine the true value of their voice and offer, an area where so many people get stuck. So they all have clarity, distinction, and success in the marketplace. One of her signature specialties is helping clients create an irresistible call to action. She consistently receives rave reviews from her students for the ability to slice through the chaos and get to the heart of the matter. All right, Debra, welcome to Profit with a Plan podcast.
Oh, thank you so much. It's my pleasure to be here and talk about calls to action today, one of my favorite subjects.
I love it. I love the little end piece of your introduction where you really just laid it all out there. You cut to the point and you do this. But wait a minute, we talked a little bit about you in your introduction. How in the world did you really truly come in with these skills of being able to, navigate presentations and get to that point? Because all presentations have to lead somewhere, right? How'd you get there?
Yeah. I did my first public presentation when I was just 16, took the local school board to task. This is during the boomers going through high school. They put us on a 4-day school schedule, and I was upset and wanted to show them why college kids weren't making it in their freshman year because the fact that they'd reduced our school time. And so I stood up and before the school board at that tender age and basically read them the riot act, and they switched back over to 5 days a week.
So and all your friends hated you after that, right?
Yeah, it's like my son looks at me now like I'm green. So anyway, I've just been speaking my whole life. But more than that, and something I think I would impress upon anybody who's a business owner is I have become a keen observer of what works and what doesn't. I look at how I'm impacted when someone's speaking and when I drift off. And I say to myself, what's so compelling about this guy or this gal that makes me want to lean in and find out more? And it's actually how I named my business, Authentically Speaking. I was at a presentation and I was listening to the speaker, completely engrossed. And what I realized was there was no disconnect between who he is and what he was saying. They were one and the same. So because of that, I could relax and just take in the information. You know how sometimes you're hearing someone speak and you're going, I don't know, something's not quite right there. So what happens
Okay.
is a part of us now is trying to decipher what's missing, what's wrong, and we're incongruent with our message. So that whole thing, that power of observing of what works, led me to name my business Authentically Speaking. And it's just a process I've continued my whole career, essentially. So I advise a lot of my clients, go to the newsstands, look at headlines, read your catalogs, watch TV commercials. People, advertising agencies are earning millions of dollars to get those hooks on air or online. So we can become observers of what works. And I've been doing it, honestly, for over 30 years. So, and I'm
Wow.
still learning. It's still exciting to me because it changes, right? It evolves over time.
Yeah, well, I love that you're like this because that's something that's always pulled me is like, oh, give me your hook. Let me hear the story. Let me hear your offer. There's something attractive about marketing. And in my belief is if we're not marketing, our business is gonna die. Like it won't even like you can't even turn on the lights, it'll die that bad. Because you have to market your business. You have to market what you do or nobody will find you, especially in today's craziness of marketing or advertising saturation that's out there. So I love that you do that and you're current on it and you're listening to stories and finding out from other people what's working and what's not.
Yeah.
Super valuable lesson.
Yeah. I agree.
Okay,
Yeah.
so let's talk a little bit about the objective, right? Whenever you're marketing or presenting or even having a conversation, there is always an end objective, right? And we call that your call to action. How do we differentiate what that call to action is going to be based on what we're doing?
That's a great question. Could I give a little context for the call to action?
Absolutely.
Because I think sometimes people confuse marketing with sales,
Oh,
and people
good
avoid
point.
marketing or shy away from it because they think it's trying to get someone to do something.
Mm.
And I like to reframe that as creating the conditions by which someone can come to a clear yes or no, an
Ooh,
empowered yes or no. And we give them all the information they need. They're intelligent, they're smart, and they can decide whether this is the right time for them to choose another path than the one that we're on. But we can help them by being of service to them, by raising things to the surface that they may have forgotten about. There's an example I use often when I'm talking to students or clients. It says, many people push things down that they don't want to face. So like, oh, I don't care if I have a boyfriend. I'll just watch Bridgerton again with my Doritos. And they pretend it doesn't really matter, right? So we come along and we raise that that pain back to the surface and go, you know what? I've met a lot of women just like you. But it is possible actually to find Mr. Right. You're probably just missing the top 3 or 4 strategies that would really work for a woman of your age. Now you've got her attention again. And being of service, you've restored hope that something else is possible. So there's a lot of
sign
elements
me
that go
up.
into a call to action. What's that?
I said, sign me up.
Yeah, exactly. But do you see what I mean? It's like we there's so many elements to a call to action, but I wanted to kind of differentiate between marketing, which is we're really sharing what we do for people, the problems that we solve, and why we're the preferred provider. And in selling, we're actually getting a person, or the call to action is a big part of selling. We're actually getting someone to say yes, hopefully.
Mm,
So there are elements that are involved in that. And we don't want to
interesting.
get them to ask them to say yes too early. We
Mm.
want to give them time to consider various things, and we want to raise the pain level a little bit. And people say to me, oh, that sounds so mean. You're going to make them experience their pain. I know, but we're actually doing them a service because that pain could subsist at a lower level for years and never have any attention or action taken around it. Or we can bring it into the clear light of day because we're being of service, right? And as a
Mhm.
gift, say, you know what, look, you don't have to settle for this. I can
Mm.
show you to have something even better. And so settling can be in any arena. It can be in health and wellness. It can be in relationships. It can be in a business, building your business. Oh, well, I guess it's just really hard to sell. So I'll just take what comes. No, we don't need to settle. We can get smarter. And okay, so the call to
Wow, first
action.
of all, first of all,
Yeah,
you just
yeah,
dropped some serious bombs on us. You can't brush it to the side and go, okay, now we'll go on to what Marcia just asked me. That's fantastic to really be in a place of knowing where you are in the cycle, right? And if you
yes,
sell too early, they're not gonna be motivated enough to buy at the price point you want them to buy. So you want
right.
to build the anticipation a little bit. You want to tease them or guide them in the direction that you want them to go. It's like when a new movie comes out, right? There's weeks and weeks and weeks of trailers saying, I gotta go see that movie. And then when
Right.
you go, you're excited and you enjoy it more often. I think that that was a really a valid point that we should understand where we are in the cycle with our clients on how we're
Totally.
communicating with them.
Yes.
Okay, so back to the call to actions, the different things for the different areas for it. I'm dying to hear.
Okay. So the fundamental premise when you put out a call to action is to remember that your listeners, potential clients are here, or readers if it's email or something online, and they want to be here.
Mhm,
So we have to clarify where they are, raise the problem to the surface, make
mhm,
it ripe and beautiful, and then we show them where they want to be, and make that exciting and something they want to aim for. And our offer becomes the bridge they walk over to get to where they want to be. And
love it.
so here's what you do in a call to action. Let's say you've been having a discovery call with someone. It's gone on for a while, or you're on your second or third follow-up call. Or let's say you're at a networking event and you've been given 5 minutes, as everyone else has, to explain what you do. It should
Mhm,
always end with a call to action. So
mhm,
you remind people of where they are. So if you've been spinning your wheels trying to figure out how to get more people to say yes when it comes time to you presenting your offer, and you really would like to have 3 or 4 times as many clients as you're getting now, I can show you how to make that happen, and you can use your hands or not, but
I
you want
love it.
to remind them of where they want to go. It's called creating the gap. And in
Mm,
that gap is tension. And people don't like
mm,
tension. The tension, don't break the tension, by the way, if you're the speaker. You've got to let them feel the tension, because that's what causes them to go, you know what, you're right. I'm tired of being over here. I really want to be over here. So let me go for it. Okay. They see the value of the transformation. Okay. So part of a call to action is one, knowing when's the right time to deliver it. And two, helping them realize and want the future that they could have through going through your program. What I see a lot of people do is they don't ripen the pain, like bring it to the surface, and they don't contextualize or visceralize or emotionalize, whatever verbs we want to make up here, what the outcome could be for them and how that's meaningful. So imagine, Marcia, if anytime you took the stage, you were confident, you were happy, you felt authentic and congruent, you felt completely connected to your audience, like you were in just a grand conversation. You're having fun, they're leaning in, everyone's enjoying themselves. And you get to the end and they erupt in a wild, wild standing ovation. And you just glow with the satisfaction of knowing that you really delivered something exceptional, something that's going to last with them for a long time. Imagine what that would feel like.
I've already
Now,
got
I've just given
goosebumps.
you a taste,
I
right? I've given you a
feel
taste
it
of where
on
you want to go.
stage.
And that's what we
Yes.
all have to do. But here's what people do instead. Okay. And you'll hear now when I bring this up, you're going to hear it everywhere. And it's something that I created. I actually have the word if inside the red circle with the red line through it. Don't use the word if. This is what you hear people saying. Well, if you're interested, I'll be in the back. Or if you're interested, I'll be at my table over here. No, don't ever say that, ever, for the rest of your life. Put your hand up and say, I promise I
I
will never say
promise.
if you're interested.
I will never say if you're interested. That is
It's our
hilarious.
job to get them interested,
It's hilarious and
isn't it?
100% True. I see it all the
Look, you
time.
don't
I've
have to
done it
suffer.
myself. And I think that's something that's a confidence piece, right? And I think what you said that when you're authentic and you're congruent with your message and you feel so confident that what you are offering, whether it's a new crown or a car or a new bank account, whatever it is that you're selling or offering, you have to believe it's the right thing. Then you're never going to say, if you're interested, it's like, heck yeah, come on, join me. This is cool, right?
Right, right.
Love it.
Absolutely. And, that's another one. There's so many little statements that I've come up with over the years, and you just reminded me of another one, which is people are never going to get any more excited than you are.
Right?
So if we're not standing our ground, confident and excited about the transformation that we can help people achieve, they're not going to get any more excited than we are.
That's
So we have to really be congruent with that, excited about that, and excited about the possibility for them. Because one of the reasons people buy is they believe that the person standing in front of them or that they're listening to, let's say on stage or online, is the person that's going to actually make it happen for them. In other words, you have a trust factor, a likability factor. They're looking at your passion. Yes, your experience matters, but they really want to know, do I like this person? Can I work with them? Do they seem to be savvy about their subject matter? They're asking all those questions either overtly or subconsciously. And we want
And
them
can
to
they really provide the results?
Yes, yes, yes. So do you want to go over what is a call to action? Because
Yeah.
it's really simple. It's asking people to take some action. I know that's
Who would have thought? Who would have thought?
so
But
the action.
but one thing that I think people always clamor to when they hear call to action, that means throw the credit card at you.
Right.
And that's not always true, correct?
No. You could be a call to action to book a discovery call. It could be a call to action to show up to my webinar on Friday. It could be a call to action to join my networking group. There's a lot of ways and
Click the button to the
circumstances.
next page.
Exactly.
Is a commitment.
Exactly. Download my free resource on XYZ. So why would I want to do that? That's the question we have to ask ourselves. Why would I want to download it? So I have to give them a reason why. Everyone's time is valuable. So let's say you're standing up and you want to invite people to your webinar. Why should they come? Give me the top 3 benefits, not what you're going to do. The top 3 benefits for me for going. What are the top 3 problems I will have solved by attending? What 3 challenges can I overcome by downloading this? Give me a reason. There's not a single person in the world that's going to raise their hand and go, I need more free information. Who has more free information?
Or worse, talking about, so you just hit me on a thing. So I just did a presentation and I'm like, oh my gosh, I was talking about features. You'll get this feature and this feature and that feature and that feature. And I'm like, oh my gosh, it just hit me like a ton of bricks.
We all do it.
I needed to say, here's the benefit you get from this. Here's the benefit you get from that. Oh my gosh. See,
Exactly.
everybody, even people that know it,
I don't
mistakes.
need to, I don't care about knowing the difference between a regular potato and a sweet potato.
I just know it tastes good.
I want to know why choosing the sweet potato is better for me. Do you see? So then I'll lock into it, right? I on the surface of it, I really don't care. I only care what it can do for me. So I'm fond of saying this, which is I have good news and bad news. Which do you want to hear first? Okay, bad news. The bad news is people don't care what you do.
Right.
The good news is they care what you can do for them.
Yeah.
So when you're giving a call to action, make sure you have firmly in mind what taking that action will do for them. You can recap if you've just given a presentation. So today we've shared the top 4 ways you can XYZ. Some of you may be thinking, is that really a possibility for me? This is a segue into your call to action. In my brand new course, which I've just designed, which truthfully encapsulates my 20 years of working on calls to action, I will take you through the 3 most vital steps that you need to integrate so that whenever you speak, here comes the benefit, people lean in and go, wow, that's exactly what I need. I need to learn more. Okay, so
Wow.
you've got to give people a reason. You can recap, you can remind, you can rev up. A rev up segue to a call to action might be, some of you may have been struggling with this for years, probably longer than you'd care to admit. I get it. And I feel for you. So I have a question. How much longer will you want? How much longer will you wait? When will it be a better time to take action? Notice the pauses. Those are very important. I invite you now to consider my program and say what it is, where you will learn how to, so that you can benefit. That's a call to action.
This is
okay?
so good, listeners. I hope you're hitting rewind, listening, and writing this stuff down, because this is gold. I mean, people buy on emotion, and then
Totally.
they try and logically justify what they just did. So they're like,
Yeah,
oh, I feel it.
yes.
I'm engaged. I'm committed. I want that. I want that. Then they come back and go, well, it's going to get me this. It's going to do that for me, and it's going to do that. So I guess I have to do it, right? You know,
Right.
and we have to do that part that you just said to engage them. Take them
Yes.
from here to here and show them you're the path that gets them there.
Yes.
So
Yes.
good. So
Yes.
good.
And
Like goosebumps good.
there's so many one-liners that you can use in a call to action. I'll just share some so it'll get on the recording for people.
Sure.
So I'm passionate about helping people just like you who have been, and then say what's similar to that person and then how you've helped them. Imagine what your business life relationship could be like if imagine I've had really great success in helping people just like you, or let's get you started. You stated earlier that you wanted to, let's say you're in a discovery call, and I really want that for you too. You know, you don't have to suffer with suffer on Friday nights or Saturday nights being single, home alone. I can show you how to jump in the dating scene in a way that's fun, and in a way that will have you meeting guys online and off that are not only right for you, but that will bring you a measure of happiness you've never thought possible.
Oh, so good. It's
That's a
so
big promise.
good. You
But
need to
do you
write for a
see?
dating site.
And you know, everybody. Here's another true axiom, which is people don't want to be sold to, but they do want to buy. So we're giving them the reasons to buy. And it makes it simple and simpler. And another one of my famous sayings, I've got so many, is make it easy for people to do business with you.
Oh, yes. Don't make them stand on their head and click 5 different times and put in this and put in that. Plus, you want to
Or
make it.
don't make it hard for them to try to figure out what you're
I was
saying.
just going to say the next thing, make them visualize what it is and how easy it is to get there.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know, you can even ask them to do it. Okay, Bob, you've talked about struggling with your weight for the better part of 10 years. Let's play imagination for a moment. You're willing to go with me, Bob?
Yep.
I want you to close your eyes and imagine that you're now at your ideal weight. Tell me what's happening around you. Who are you seeing? Who are you with? What's happening? What are you doing? And have him put into his words what he really wants.
Wow.
That's really powerful too.
Wow.
So, you know, you kind of got to, I've given a lot of different ways to do this, but you kind of got to go with the flow of who you're talking to, how much time you have, and don't try to rush it. If there's not enough time in the moment, you say, you know, I've helped a lot of people in circumstances very similar to yours. How about we get on the phone and have a quieter, more meaningful chat together?
I like
Invite
that.
them to a phone call so you can be totally immersed in it and let them share and give time to create the gap and the tension between where they are and where they want to be. And look, asking for the order is not a dirty thing. It's a gift.
It is. Ooh, I like
Because
that.
some of these people have been waiting a long time for transformation to happen.
Yeah.
whatever that transformation is. And I say, basically, we're all in the transformation business. Our clients are wanting a transformation of some kind. It's up to us to show the value of that for them, and the value of it for them now rather than waiting.
Mm.
And
Ooh, good stuff.
to be able to do that for someone. And when they can come back and say, gosh, I'm so glad I made the decision to jump in because now I can, or this is what happened.
That's great. All right. You've talked a lot about communicating, verbally, emotionally. There's still a lot of people out there trying to write copy that transforms and commits. You can still do this in writing as well, having those key words and that story you're bringing them into without having the back and forth of someone, correct?
Correct. Okay, so I'm going to absolutely. And these days, I don't have too many friends that read an email from start to finish verbatim every word. Do you? No.
No, nope, 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 nope. Nope.
So emails have
But
to be.
people still try to put the long,
Oh,
long
I
sales
know. God
page with
bless them. God bless them.
sentences and no white paper, and yes.
Yeah, this is where you got to kill your darlings, because this is where we get back to, it has to be about them and not about you. We all love it to be about us. But remember, people don't care about you. They only care about what you can do for them. So part of that is learning your client's language. And when I say your client, I'm talking about your prospective clients, right? How do they talk about their problem? What words are they using? What emotional expressions? If you were, here's my most favorite example. If you were standing at a Starbucks and you were overhearing your prospective client complaining to a friend about the problem that you solve, what words are they using? How are they talking about it? If you can capture that and then start using that language, which is their language, in your copy, they're going to go, oh my gosh, this person's inside my head. This is exactly my situation. Oh my word, let me see what they have. Right? But if you just go blah, 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 in big paragraphs, they're going to click next, right?
Yes, 100%. I think this is a journey, right? When you're having a conversation with somebody, you don't say, "Hi, I'm Marcia, buy my product," right? It never happens. There's a lot of stuff in between. So then it could be, "Hi, my name's Marcia. This is what I do. What do you do?" You have a conversation, then you hope possibly move it to another conversation and another conversation. Sometimes it's many, sometimes it's few, depending on your price and point and the relationship. But
Yes.
I think when you're communicating even by email or written word, it's never, "Hi, I'm Marcia, buy my product." It's, "Hi, I'm Marcia," and it's the same kind of cadence that could be done over many, many, not forms, but many emails,
Touch points.
many touch
Yeah,
points.
touch
Thank
points.
you. Yes.
Yeah.
And
It
I
takes,
love that you said earlier not to rush it.
yeah, you can't. Some people are quick buyers, like to make quick decisions. Others really like to contemplate things. So a couple of things here. It takes 6 to 7 touch points on average for someone to reach a buying decision. They might have
I've
seen
heard
you on
it's gotten worse. I've
has it?
heard it with advertising saturation, it's gotten somewhere between 20 and 100 these days.
What? Well, that may
What
be for
is
deodorant.
correct? That may be different.
Or cold cereal. No, seriously, but it's a good point to remember, because we think, oh, one and done, oh, they didn't buy. No. You call them back in a few weeks and go, Bob, are you still wanting to move off the weight loss treadmill that you've been on? Of course he is. What happened in the interim? Well, 2,000 emails that he's struggling with. So he's glad that you called and reminded him.
So
And
true.
it could be at a networking event. It could be in a Facebook Live. It could be in an email. It could be in a social media post that they see you, heard you, go, oh, that's that Marcia gal again. Oh, gosh, I really love what she has to say. Let me dig it. Let me go to her YouTube channel or her blog and let me check out more. Right. Now you've got people hooked and interested. You stand out, and it's so challenging now to stand out from people.
That's exactly. It's scary because there's so many people out there going, "Blah, blah, blah, blah," all the time that we've all almost gone like this, and I don't want to hear it until I want to hear it, and then when I want to hear it, it still might not be what I want to hear. So I think that the journey that we're taking them on, and the nurture and the information and the relationship we're building with that potential client has to be there before we say, so now that I know you better, right? And now that you understand some of the things that I've done for other people, I think you've earned the opportunity to say, would you like to, would you, are you ready to start? Would you like to
Yeah.
change this?
I'll give you
I know you're the master of the language, but I'm just trying to say that's the time I think that you start
yeah.
that conversation.
Yes, yes, yes. And one of my favorite closes in the call to action is, we've talked a couple times now, Bob, about your situation, and I know you really are yearning for, and recapitulate what he said he's yearning for. Remind him, people are so distracted. So basically what I see is that you're standing at a crossroads. This is one of my favorites. You're at a crossroads now. You can do nothing and pretty much experience what you have been experiencing. That's definitely a valid choice. Or you can decide that this is the day it can all change. This is the day you're going to make the leap and make a decision in your own behalf, out of trust, out of instinct, and out of knowing that once that transformation takes place, you're going to be a whole new guy in a whole new body, having whole new experiences that right now are passing you by.
And I think all that pre-work got you to the point where the buttons that you're pushing with him,
yes,
and
exactly.
the feelings that he has. Again, you're not like, "Hi, I'm Marcia, buy my product."
Right.
It's
So,
really a fantastic journey for you to get to know your client and your potential client and what's bothering them. Because if Bob does not buy because Bob likes being overweight, then when you talk to John, he's probably got similar buttons,
right.
and you're building a repertoire of challenges that your potential client faces. And I think I've had conversations with folks before, and I'm like, well, how do you know? You can't read their mind. How do you know what their problem is? And I think this is one of the journey steps for you to understand your potential client, is to ask those questions and get that feedback, whether they buy or not. We want them to buy, but if they don't buy, you've learned something for the next one.
Exactly. And we're going to talk at the end about a free gift that I have for everybody. And one of the sections in it is, you must know the top 3 problems you solve for your target audience. And often when I go, for example, to a networking event, people can't tell me. And I'm like, how are you marketing or even selling if you don't
They're
know
not doing
what
very
problems
well.
you're solving? And as entrepreneurs, there's a little bit of digging in that we got to do, a little bit of rigorous work. And if we don't know what those problems are, I have a couple of suggestions. Ask them. So what would you say your top problems are around losing weight, or around managing your finances, or around growing your business online, or around asking for the order? Know what the top 3 problems are, right? And so you can orient your offers and everything you say around solving those problems.
And so,
go ahead.
Go ahead. I was going to say, a friend of mine said one of the other things, that when you make that offer and you make that call to action for them, very often it's not a surprise, right?
Right.
You've been talking to them, you've been learning from them, you've been dripping and sprinkling on them all through that conversation. So it's not like the sale doesn't happen at the call to offer, the sale happens in the journey, right?
Yes. Yes. And a couple of caveats. One is, when you're having these conversations, if you provide too much value, if you have successive conversations, they'll think they've got your coaching and go, well, thank you very much. I'm going to try what you suggested. I'll be back in touch. Yeah, be careful.
I've had that too. I know, right? Crazy.
And what happens is, it doesn't work because their integration fell apart somewhere. The application,
or they're missing the linchpin.
And guess who they're going to blame?
Me.
Exactly. So just be
Wow.
aware of
She didn't
that.
know what she was talking about.
Yeah, it didn't really work out. I tried her strategies. Yeah. So
Ah.
just be
So
aware of
what's
that.
the magic? What's the magic then?
Well, the
Since you
magic,
dropped the bomb, what's the magic? How
okay.
much information?
Focus more on reminding them of what they really want and creating the tension between where they are and where they can be. Tell a
Good point.
story about who you've helped and how you helped them. You know, there were three keys that I guided Mary. I guided Mary along the three keys. And when she implemented them, the weight started to just drop off.
Mm.
But don't tell them what the keys are. That's your program.
Mm.
Don't give your program
So
in the discovery
I
call.
heard it was the what, not the how. So you still want to give them the what. You don't want to give them the what?
No, you can give them the what, but not how you implement those keys, for
Right.
example.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's just enough to get them thinking it's possible.
And that
And
it's
there
valuable.
yes, and that you're the one that can help them do it.
Right. Right.
Mm, good.
Now I want to just kind of shift a little sidebar. Let's say you're at a
Sure.
networking event and you're introducing yourself. You don't have time to get to know everybody in the room. So what could you create as an offer that would be an easy yes for people?
I love that. I love that. So
Because
my
it's
little move is just
yeah,
something that can move them forward, right?
right.
Maybe it is a lead magnet or something that they can get more information
Yes.
about because a lot of people are just searching for information, not necessarily the purchase right now.
Yes. I mean, I saw a post where someone said, and then they're a member of a certain networking organization. Their post was, so to come learn about, come meet me on Friday at whatever time. And my first reaction is, why would I want to do that?
Hmm. They haven't earned that
Because
right
they
yet.
hadn't told me what was in it for me.
Oh.
They hadn't said why I should go, how it would benefit me from learning
Mm.
about that, what I will be able to do as a result of learning that. And so here's the litmus test.
Okay.
When you're sharing why someone should pay attention, you want to share what they will be able to be, do, have, feel, achieve, transcend, or overcome as a result of working with you. Not all of those, one or two of those. Paint
Right.
the picture.
Okay. So circle back with me.
Yeah.
We're at a networking event. I don't
Mhm.
have time to get to really truly get to know them. What is the perfect thing that I can do as a call to action to get them to move to the next step?
I would come up with something that you've rehearsed ahead of time. Don't wing it. Most of us are not good winging it.
Of course not.
I've been helping people with presentations for a long, long time. Here's what I might say. I can help you put your content together, but I can really give you a template for that and have you put it together yourself. Where
Mm,
I really excel and where you'll derive the most benefit from working with me is when I critique your presentation. You stand up and deliver it before me live, and I tell you what's missing, what's working, where it could be more powerful, more compelling, so that you end up with a more robust and a more captivating presentation. So I help people put the fine tuning on a presentation. Right. So that's the
nice.
problem I solve. I didn't really do a great job of that one, but for example, let's say, Marcia, give me the top three or one or two problems that you solve.
Um, they're struggling to make the revenue they want.
Okay, one more.
Um, they're not bringing home very much money. They're making money, but they're not taking it home.
Okay, so they're either struggling with making money or they're making money and struggling to bring home enough.
Right.
Right. So you might at a networking event, for example, say, "Hi, I'm Marcia. I typically work with people who either are struggling to earn money online or off in traditional and non-traditional businesses, or they're earning enough money, but they're not keeping enough of it. I have 5 strategies that will quickly show you how to not only make more money in your business, but how to bring more of it home so
Love
you
it.
can have the level of lifestyle that you truly desire."
So you're going to give them an educational piece. You're going to encourage them
But
to
notice I did
download
that
your
in less
report of
than
sort. I know you're
Notice how I
good
did that in less than a minute. So, but what you hear people say is, "Hi, I'm Joan."
with my
Joan,
label.
yeah, I've been a realtor with Coldwell Banker for 27 years, and I'm going so. And because I don't care I don't really care about Joan. What do I care about? I
You
care
care
about what
about
Joan can
you.
do for me.
Yeah.
Joan's nice, and we might have a good cup of coffee together, but do I really care about what Joan does? No, I care about what Joan can do for me. Hi, I'm Joan. I've been helping first-time home buyers find their perfect right home at their perfect right price. So when they come home from a long day at work and stick the key at the door and swing it wide open, they look around and go, "Oh, I'm home, my sanctuary." I could go on and
Ooh,
on, but
you
this is the
can.
feeling that I want first-time home buyers to have, and that's my specialty. All right, so who's going to perk up in the room? Any first-time
Done.
home buyer or anybody
Right.
who knows a first-time home buyer, like this is her specialty. And that's one of my other tips. Become a specialist.
Mm.
Don't be like the general, I'm a home organizer. No, you're not. You're going to be like the ninja, put it in its right place lady. Like I just made that up, but you want to differentiate yourself somehow. You want to be exciting, like you're the it person, the X factor. You got to showcase your X factor, why you're different, how you can make
Love
it
it.
happen, because it's same old. We hear all the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, we gotta, and they'll get that in the thing we're going to hand out at the end.
Well,
But
well,
again,
let's
it's
talk
so
about that a
important.
little bit more
Okay.
because we're going long here. And I know, Deborah, we can talk for days on
Oh, we
these
could talk
topics.
forever.
Yes. So, where can listeners find out more about you and get that special report?
So, my business, Authentically Speaking. So it would be authenticallyspeaking.com. And
Hmm.
it will take you to a page where you can download my free report. It's called 10 Tips to Catapult You into Your Zone of Influence and Impact. It covers a
Love
lot of what we've talked about today, but so much more. How to
it. Mm.
choose your words, online resources that can really help you, how you can stand out in a crowd so that you're not the wallflower at the dance. You're the one that's out there on the dance floor,
Love it.
has the full dance card. So that's where they can go, and I'm happy to share that with them. It's got a lot of my great tips in there.
Love it. Thank you so much, Deborah. I know listeners are going to just, want that. I mean, like I said, we can talk for days and days on this topic. You are definitely the expert in helping people become authentic in the way that they speak and present themselves so that they can close the sale. All right,
Yes.
listeners, I hope you found a couple ideas to put into your business that will help you be more profitable. Don't forget, it's more important now, more than ever, to focus on growing your business and its revenue. Again, I'm looking for a few industry leaders and business owners to interview about my book's 12 strategies that would impact your industry. Please go download my book and let me know if you'd like to be interviewed. It's available for free only for the next few weeks while I'm interviewing business owners. These strategies can truly help any business increase their revenue, profit, and the value of their company without having to pay for additional advertising or marketing. Go pick up that copy at trajectoryprofits.com/book-download. Hey, give us a feedback. Tell Deborah that what your close. How many times have you said if you want, right?
Or
What's
if
your
you're interested.
favorite what's your favorite call to action? Just comment on today's podcast. Deborah and I will comment back to you. We would love to hear that and questions that you have for Deborah. So while you're at it, please subscribe. You don't want to miss next week's show. And as always, you can catch Profit with a Plan on any of your favorite podcast players. And we're looking forward to more great profitable information on next week's show. So until then, make your plans and profit with them. Thanks so much, Deborah.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.